This is as much as I've managed to eat. It was my fault for putting on too much of that chili. I didn't realise it was going to be that spicy. The fan is surprisingly cooling down the noodle. Nope, have to hold it up a little bit longer. I have a feeling I'm going to regret this.
I'm coming. Oh,
Okay. Oof. That was an experience and a half. So, yeah, it's definitely a place that is mostly for local people rather than for foreigners. So, although they did have a menu in English. I don't know what I did wrong. I think when I received it, it looked nice and it tasted pretty good, but it had just, I thought maybe I just need to add a little bit of a kick to it. So I added some soy sauce and I saw chili crisp. Ooh. And I thought, okay, cool. It will be like the laugenmath that you get in the supermarket in the UK. How wrong was I? How wrong was I? Anyway, right. It is 9, I think it's like 9:20. I don't know if I have enough time to be able to go to the Shanghai Tower and, okay, where am I? Lord almighty. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to carry on walking this way. I'm walking down some random streets and I'm a blonde-haired foreigner. They were definitely talking about me in that restaurant. I couldn't understand because obviously I don't speak Chinese or like fluent Mandarin or anything. But it didn't even like Mandarin and yeah, they were oh, car coming. And they were definitely for sure 100% talking about me behind my back. And he was gesturing, trying to tell me to hurry up and eat quicker. But then these two women came in and it seemed like they were treating them a little bit nicer. I don't know, I have no idea. Anyway, right, so, let's see. Oh god, my nose is still running and I bet you, it's probably going to make me run to the toilet at some point. I really just hope. Because that was like eating the buldak noodles, those Korean noodles. It was like doing that, basically, the spicy noodle challenge. Alright. So, well, enough of my face. Here's the kind of street that I'm walking down now, just some random street. See, it's just like me to always leave things to the last second, and now I'm running towards the tower. You know what, if I don't get in, I don't get in. At least I'll just walk around where the tower is, and then I'll see where I can go after this. Ooh. Dang. I should have left well enough alone and just eaten it as it was, and I would have finished it, so I don't like waiting for it. Right. Okay, not far from Shanghai Tower Street now. Well, this feels like an old street already. So sadly, just like the Yuyuan Garden, which I wasn't able to attend, I think I'm a little bit too late to go up the Shanghai Tower, unfortunately. Well, to be fair, in my defense, the Yuyuan Garden wasn't my fault. It's because the flight was a little bit delayed, took ages to clear out. I had to pick up my bags. I then also had to get my ticket for the train and for the maglev, and then also immigration. So by the time I actually got to here, it was way too late. Trying to get a train to the location where the restaurant was, I don't know if it was worth it, but you know what, hey, it was an experience. What was I even saying? I think I'm mostly recovered now from that. Jeez, it was, you know what, I like noodle soups, but it was my fault. I just added way too much chili. Hey, you know what, some things are just not always going to be perfect when you try them. I'm trying to get the view in the background so it's not just my face that you're looking at, actually. Hold on, let's see. There we go, that's a bit better, isn't it? So sadly, I won't be able to go up the tower today because the final entry is at about 9:30 p.m. and currently it is 9:40. And I think, I'm nowhere near the tower. Even though the tower's right behind me, I'm nowhere near it, so I wasn't able to get it this time, which is annoying. I probably should have done it a bit earlier, but hey ho, I thought if I went up the tower, I wouldn't have enough time to eat and go to the restaurant, but it's fine, it is what it is. I have some snacks in my bag, so if I do get hungry again, I can just eat a little bit. Now, there is a library in Hongkou District, Heping Library, which apparently is a 24-hour library. So I'm going to risk it, try and go there and sit there for a little while whilst I'm going to try and sleep in there if I possibly can and relax for a few hours. Well, I say for a few hours, I'll probably end up only sleeping an hour in there before I either get moved on or I end up waking up. I've got about 30% phone battery, so that's not ideal whilst I'm in a foreign city, and I don't have a power bank, and I can't find anywhere to charge my phone. I briefly charged my phone a little bit when I went into the mosque to pray, but again, I wasn't in there for that long, and I didn't want to stay in there too long because I didn't want to sort of outstay my welcome because I think they were closing the mosque anyway. So, oh God. That noodles, oof, I think I'm going to pay for it later on, TMI. Alright, let's walk. I think I'm going to walk down Nanjing Road because I just briefly saw it whilst I was passing through to get to the train station. I've literally just walked down this already, but you know what, I'm going to just walk down it a little bit more and try and take it in and enjoy it a little bit more, and then I'm going to see if there is some kind of cafe around Nanjing Road, if I can get like a cheap hot chocolate or something, and I'll just sit there charging my phone if I can, and then we'll take it from there. I'm literally looking at the seating to see if it's like plug outlets, but I don't think plug outlets on this area. It's not like they're readily available, are they? I don't think I can see anybody else charging. Alright, I'm going to go down and make my way to Nanjing Road. Just walked past a really nice coffee shop that was open until 11 p.m. and I asked them in broken Chinese if there was anywhere I could charge my phone, and she said, oh, mayo, which means there isn't anything. Ugh, that's annoying. It was a nice looking coffee shop too, and I would have bought a drink from them, but it's so annoying because I haven't got very much battery on my camera either, so I did charge it when I was at the airport and I charged it again when I was at the mosque. Jeez, I don't know why. Either my battery is just dying or I don't know what. I'm literally going to be looking at the walls everywhere. Is there a socket? Is there a socket? Can I find somewhere? Is there a socket? Yeah, anyway. Fun adventures, huh? Fun adventures. Luckily I've got a watch, so I know what time it is and things. If I need to find that library, hopefully I can find that library and I'll be able to charge my phone in there. You know what? I think I might make my way there now. It's nearing 10 o'clock and I kind of want to sit down for a little while and just rest for a bit. It's been nice to look at the view. You know what? I'll go in a little while, I think. I'll go up, enjoy the view a little bit more, and then take a few more photos on my phone camera. My phone, which is dying. And then I've still got some battery. And then I'll make my way to that library and see if there's anywhere I can plug in my phone there and my camera. And then I'll just go in there and chill for a little while. And hopefully I'll Sweet Lord. Like, literally, I don't know how long this plays for. It seems like it must be 24 hours. It's a Chinese voice, and then it's an English robotic sounding voice telling us over and over that drone flying is forbidden in this area because it's a protected airspace, a designated protected airspace. And I'm like, seriously? And also the English voice isn't even very good because it keeps saying your cooperation instead of cooperation, and then instead of saying appreciated, it was saying appreciated, and I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? Ugh. And it's literally been playing that incessantly the entire time, and it keeps referring to us as international guests. Yeah, your cooperation is appreciated. They just said it again. Ugh, so annoying. It's this machine. Oh, that's not it. Yeah, this is a bar. I probably shouldn't go in there. Anyway, you know what? What time is it now? It is 10:10. So I think I'm going to try and make my way to that library in Hongkou district. I need to figure out how to get there. Or alternatively, should I try finding a really cheap hotel somewhere nearby? Because that might make it a lot easier. I think maybe I should do that instead. Yeah, drone operation, that's what they're saying, not cooperation. They're saying drone operation. What is that? Like, seriously, what is that? So I just walked into this hotel, which is the Fairmont Peace Hotel, and I walked around, and then I awkwardly asked the receptionist, can I charge my phone? And he was like, okay, let me see if I can find you. Okay, if it works, then you can put it into a corner outlet. And yeah, it worked, so I charged it for just a little while. I just sat in there. So I'm looking at the Bund right now. So just like in Shibuya, actually, after a certain period of time, the lights go off. So right now, you see the buildings there, they're just flashing the lights, the red light. Yeah, all the other lights are gone, and that was by about 10 p.m, so that's what it is right now. I'm still deciding whether I want to get a hotel or whether I should stay out a little bit longer. Because I really wanted to, what I was really planning to, you know what, I'll just show the road instead, I'll show Nanjing Road. I really wanted to go to this mosque that is in the far western part of Shanghai. It's called the Songjiang Mosque, and it's in a traditional Chinese architectural style, and I absolutely love seeing mosques, especially here in China, that stick to that kind of style, because a lot of the time when mosques are built in Asia, they're built in either Arabic or Turkish or even South Asian style, you know, with the dome and the minarets and things like that. Whereas in China, because Islam has been a presence here in China for such a long time, there have been mosques which have actually been built according to Chinese architectural cultural styles. So they'll have to go to roofs and like red coloring, which is interesting given that most mosques have a green color scheme, a green and a white color scheme. So it's interesting. I went to a mosque in Beijing. I think it was called the Nujie Mosque, which literally translates to Cow Street, I believe, and that was in a red colored scheme, and also the interiors was all Chinese styled interiors. And not only that, the the edges of the pagoda roof actually have dragons on them. I know, right? Dragons. Anyway, I don't know what this place is, but it looks kind of interesting, and I'm tempted to walk into it. Do you have to pay to go in, or is it just a shopping arcade?
Where's the governor? They're still waiting for airplane.
Wait, what? Are you kidding me? You can literally borrow a power bank. Scan to rent. Oh. Now how do you do that if your phone isn't working? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna just take a look around in this place because it looks kind of interesting. What is this? People have been writing stuff on here. Oh, that's in Korean. I don't know what that says entirely. And there's more Labubus. People keep trying to sell me Labubus over here. There have been so many that people have tried to sell me. It's crazy. looks like some kind of bazaar in here. People selling stuff, so... It's okay, thank you. Thank you, 谢谢. I got this one right there. Literally, it seems like it's just me exiting at this random train station. I don't know if I've come to the wrong place or am I in some random part of the city. So, exiting over here. I think, no, there. So, which? Surfing Road. Tianbao Road. I think it might be that one. It's fine, I have maps on my phone, so if I get lost, I'll just see where I need to go. I think I'm probably riding one of the last trains of the night, so if this library isn't open or if they don't allow me to sit in there for whatever reason because I'm not a member or because I'm foreign, then I might be screwed because I don't know where I'm going to go. You know what, in that case then I'll find a hotel nearby and I'll just get a taxi if necessary. I'll just do it that way. I probably should have been more organised and actually found a hotel before I got here, but hey ho. Life is for adventure, I think. Who knows? Right, I don't know which way I'm going. It's empty, there's anyone here. So on a Monday through Sunday, the first train is at 5:46, the last one is at 6:20. The last one is at either 22:46 or 23:20, so currently 23:20. That's the last train now. Which way do I go is the question. I'm already regretting this. Right, where am I? I think I go this way. I think I go this way until I find Kirping Park. Thank God for maps, because I have no idea where I'm going. So this green bit here is Kirping Park, and that's where I'm going. Yeah, this is definitely out of the way. Space at the library, then I will come to this Hilton hotel that's right in front of us. I think I found it. I think I see it. It's that building right there. Or is it that building there? So that's... Oops, I'm jaywalking again. I believe it's this building. Kirping, yeah, so Kirping Park, 5th gate. So... where is the entrance? I wonder. Yeah, I'm in an area of Shanghai that's not very touristy. Oh, there are people in there. Okay, I think I have to... Yes, so I think certain parts... Yep, no, there's people in there. Yeah, so, let's see. I wonder if I can go in without a membership. Oh, how do I get in? Alright, I'm gonna go around the other way. The word for library in Mandarin is 图书馆, which is similar to the Japanese word, which is toshokan. So they're basically the same word. Oh, look, there's a security guard is in there. So I'm guessing some of it is open during the day, and some of it isn't. I'm guessing this is the part that's open during the day. straight in. I think it's just this part of the building that is open. So here, and there's the menu. So people are gonna look weird, like, because it's foreigner walking in here. That's okay. I might find a desk or a table where I can sit, and if there's a plug socket, even better. But it looks like most of the places have been taken. Just asked a guy if I could sit down there, but he shook his head. I don't know if he understood what I was saying. I was asking him if it was empty, if that seat was empty. So, need to find a place where there's a plug socket, preferably. 我会，谢谢你。可以。Let's book sockets, yes. So definitely not the best night's sleep that I've ever had, but probably not the worst night's sleep either, actually. Is it raining? No, it feels like it's raining, but I don't think it is. Yeah, I think it was raining overnight. It's a bit wet. So that was my experience trying to sleep inside of a 24-hour library. I don't think anybody in there spoke any English, which is fine because we're not in an English-speaking country, we're in China. Security guards, at some point, they wanted to come and do like a security check on everybody. Well, they made us like scan in either a QR code or fill out a form to say who the hell we were. Now, I actually did see two other foreigners in there, a young lady and like a guy, but I didn't speak to them. I don't know who they were or where they were from. So I didn't know exactly what they wanted me to fill out. They asked for my name, so that's fine, I put that one down. And then they asked for 电话, which means mobile number. So I said, 这是英国人的电号码. They said, they were like, yeah, okay, that's fine. And then they wanted me to write something else down, and I was like, okay, I don't know what this is, so I had to look it up on Google Translate, and I think it was an ID number, and I was like, I don't have a Chinese ID, obviously, but I have a passport, is that okay? I couldn't really understand exactly what they were asking me because they were speaking very, very quickly. It's evident that I'm not a Chinese speaker, so, or at least not fluently or even very much. I think he was surprised that I was from the UK. And I showed him my passport. I'm like, yeah, look, British passport. I am from the UK. I don't know what he said after. Yeah, people seem to have been speaking about me a lot and talking trash about me in China. But I don't know, to be fair. But I don't know, maybe they're not. Certainly feels like they are a little bit. Anyway, it is very cold now. And it was so cold in there as well at times. And I was also sat near the doorway. So that wasn't ideal. So I'm going to go in here. Line 8 and line 10, right. That was definitely not the cleanest toilet that I've been in. Then again, what do you expect? To be fair, when you go to toilets, even in a shopping centre, even in the UK, because they get used so much, and in train stations, yeah, they're not very nice, so you have to just take whatever you can get, really. I mean, I really needed the bathroom, so I'm okay now, which is all good. Which way? I think I'm going this way, this platform. So I'm going to take line 10 of the subway. It is bright and early. And I'm going to go to the area of Yuyuan Garden, so it's going to be the Fuyou Road. I'm going to try and go to the Fuyou Road Mosque to pray early morning prayer. And then I think I haven't really got anything else planned besides let's see. It's almost 6:30 right now. And I think I might... Sorry, I'm just looking at where I'm actually supposed to be going. Yuan Garden, yeah, about 5 or 6 stops away. I might actually go to that other place that I didn't see yesterday. I think it's called Tianfanse, I think it's called, I can't remember. It's basically this really old shopping area, really old streets. I might go there for a little while, depending on how much time I have. Probably no longer than an hour, because then I have to hot-foot it. I have to just get back to the airport as soon as possible. I want to make sure I get to the airport by at least 9 o'clock or so. That's 2.5 hours, yeah. Because I need to pick up my baggage, and then I also need to, I really want to get dressed. I want to change out of these clothes and wear something else. Alright, now we are boarding the train. I'm on a train route that not many people use, but it is very, very empty and quiet on this one, so I'm not complaining, I've got a seat. 本次列车终点站杭州路，下一站邮电新村，开右边门，请把爱心端座留给。The last time I came here, it was, well, when I came here earlier, let's say, it was quite busy, and at least twice in this spot here, I was approached by people offering me tea. So that's definitely not the case now. It's 7 o'clock in the morning almost, and it's pretty quiet out here. You know what, the air smells quite clean. Apparently I've heard, I don't know, my friend who I met in Yokohama told me that places like Beijing and Shanghai have now switched to at least 80% electrical vehicles. And I thought, first thing I thought was, wow, that must have gotten rid of all of the smog, because these cities are notorious for, especially early morning, just smog and smoke and breathing difficulties. That's also why you see people in Asian countries, especially in big cities, wearing face masks. It's not just COVID, it's actually a normal thing. And like when I was in Japan, it was like, oh my god, look how many people are wearing face masks. Even the receptionists in the hotel wearing face masks. I don't think it's necessarily for cold or for COVID. I think it's because of, well, it could be for a variety of reasons. So it's like, hey, I found my people. Okay, we are outside the Fuyou Mosque, and it looks like it might be closed, because I think prayer is done, and usually the mosque will close after early morning prayer, which means I won't be able to go in. Yep, it's let's see, can I push the door open? No, looks like it's locked, unfortunately. That's really damn. Right, I think, so look on my maps, there might be another mosque nearby that I might be able to try, but even that one might be closed as well. That's the thing though, so you have early morning prayers, and then the next prayer isn't until like early afternoon, so that can be at least several hours away. So the mosques generally won't stay open during the morning, and it is after sunrise, and I've missed morning prayer. Tut tut, that's bad. Yeah, it's very quiet over here, very eerily quiet. I think things will start to sort of open up again at around 9 a.m. I think that's when all of the shops and everything start to open. I'm surprisingly awake. I think the cold air is waking me up. I mean, I'm still very tired. Yeah, all of these places that were like full. I wonder if this is what it was like during COVID in China. I wonder if an area like this, which is usually full of tourists, is empty, almost nearly empty now. I wonder if this is what it was like in COVID. And you probably remember those scenes. I showed photos of it online of cities, big cities. So it wasn't just in China, in other places like Delhi, Mumbai, probably Dhaka, cities in Africa, anywhere that there's really heavy congestion and smog. Suddenly, because people weren't traveling or going anywhere, the the environment had suddenly improved because there was no smoke and no cars. Right. So I'm seeing where I need to go. So here we are again. Finally made it. And this is what Shanghai looks like in the day. I see quite a few people jogging. So I think, well, to be fair, why not? This is a nice place to go jogging, isn't it? It is quite cold. That's alright. I thought I'd take my hood off and just enjoy some of the Hangpu River air. Yeah, and there are the buildings. Oh, I really wish I had managed my time a little bit better, because then I still could have gone to the Shanghai Tower, and maybe I should have eaten somewhere else instead of that. You know what? It is what it is. I had 24 hours, and of that, at least 8 of those hours, I had 22 hours. I had 22 hours, and at least 8 of those hours were nighttime, because things do close at around 10 p.m. here in Shanghai. There are a few places that stay open late, but not many. It's not a 24-hour thing as such. The exception being that little library that I sat in. So, oh god, you know what? I hope they don't suddenly decide to change it and say that you can't sleep in here now if it's a 24-hour library, especially if foreigners start going in there en masse to sleep in there, just like I did, instead of getting a hotel. Oh, great. If I just ruined it for everybody. If I just let everybody in on a secret that I should not have. Anyway, I'm going to stop and take a couple of snaps here because it looks pretty, it's gloomy, but in a good way. I know that's not a nice adjective, but it's like it's very like grey, but in a very, very good way. I only have a little bit of time now. It's 7:40, I think it is. At first I thought it was like 8:40, and I thought, oh crap, I need to go. But actually I do have a little bit of time as well. Hey look, there's the Chinese flag. There is a coffee shop near here. I'm going to try and get coffee. It's the one that I went into and asked them if I could charge my phone, and she was like, mayo, and no, which means no, sorry. Anyway, this looks pretty cool. So I'm going to take a few snaps and then get coffee, maybe have a small wander, and then I have to get myself back to the airport with at least 2 hours so that I can check in comfortably. And I'm definitely getting out of these clothes because, yeah, God knows where I've been today for the last 24 hours. Actually, no, I've been in these clothes for longer than that. I've been in these clothes for probably almost 36 hours. That's gross. So I got myself a little coffee and a little mini cheesecake type of thing. I asked for a mocha and they said sold out. They spoke some English, which is fine, and I was trying to order in Chinese, which wasn't so fine. I'm pretty sure every time I've spoken to a Chinese person, they've then turned to their colleague and said something about me, but you know what? whatever, it is what it is. I'm pretty sure people do that here in the UK as well, so I ain't gonna sweat anything about it. It is currently 8:10. My mum was asking me if I've already checked in. So, sorry, Luckin Coffee is where I went and got it from. My mum was asking me if I've already checked in. I don't need to be checked in 4 hours before my flight. I'm pretty sure the nearest subway station, though, is about a 15-minute walk away, so I can't sit here for very long. But look, I got me a little cheesecake slice, so I'll eat that and drink my matcha. Yeah, I got a matcha, so I didn't get a mocha, unfortunately, this time. But oh wait, she gave me a little fork. You know, overall, I found some of the Chinese people here to be some of them have been really friendly and receptive, like that young vlogger guy that I was speaking to for a while. Some of them have been a little bit either standoffish or whatever. You know what, that doesn't mean that all Chinese people are like that. Honestly, it doesn't. Maybe they're a little bit wary of foreigners, and that's okay. China's a big country. There's a lot of people here. You can't stereotype over 1 billion people just based on one piece of information or one interaction. Especially in a city like Shanghai, where people from all over the country come to this city to try and make it big. It's like the New York of China. Everyone wants to come here to try and make something of themselves. No, I think Shanghai is usually called the Paris of the East rather than the New York. Either way, it's a big city that people move to in order to try and make something of themselves. I'm going to drink this first. That's pretty good, actually. She asked me if I wanted a bit of sugar, and I said yeah, but she understood, so fine by me. I don't know if matcha has its origins in Japan or China, because there's a lot of Japanese culture that actually traces its origins to China. Ramen is one of them. Ramen was brought over by the Chinese. The Japanese sort of adapted it and did their own thing, and then have basically exported it around the world. In fact, the word ramen is treated like a foreign word in Japanese. The men comes from mian, which in Chinese means noodles. As they say in Chinese, ganbei, or as they say in Japanese, kanbai. Or as they just say generally in English, bottoms up, enjoy.
Love making things difficult and awkward for myself, don't I? From start to finish, this entire adventure has been nothing but one big fat awkwardness. Alright, let's get out of here and get to the airport. I can put this away now. I won't be needing this anymore. No more metro or maglev for me for the foreseeable future, unless I decide to come back to Shanghai anytime soon.
So let's see. Let's check my... Anyway, baggage that way, and then I think departure's on the 3rd floor, so I need to grab my stuff and then go. 早上好。
你好。
Hi. 我的
passport.
Oh, passport 喂。
吃的东西。
可以，可以，谢谢你们。Oh, cool. So it turns out I only paid 45 and then you pay the rest later. When I went to drop off my bags, he said 70 or 75, so I paid him the full amount. I didn't realise that's why he gave me more change. That's why. Anyway, alright, 3rd floor departures. Hopefully in time for my check-in. Right, let's see where I need to go. No China Airlines. E, I think it is E. Yes, E. Let me just check. Okay, let's go. As I say, I don't know how you say that in Chinese. Let's go. But all right. Praise God, we're all checked in. Whew, okay. Just saw that there's this restaurant here, and it's called Fat Pha. Vietnamese noodle soup, and fat as in, I don't know. Maybe it's just a very, very big bowl. Let's see. Wagyu beef pho. Hot and sour beef brisket pho. So that must be like a bum bo hue. Or, yeah, that one must be like a bum bo hue. That must be like... I've never seen a Wagyu beef pho. You know what, I think I'll just go straight through security, because then once I'm on the other side I can then chill for a moment. I can get dressed as well, find a bathroom and thing. Okay, let's get this show on the road. This is it. I can't record any of this because it's security. Let's do this. Okay, I feel a bit better now. I'm washed, I'm dried, I'm in a sort of new-ish set of clothes, and I've just brushed my teeth after probably 36 hours of not having done so. I know, how gross. I need to get a new face mask out though, because I've been wearing the same one for like ages. So this, that's the plane right there. We're boarding. I'm in zone 5, so I might be one of the last to board, so I better make sure I get on board very, very soon. This basically concludes my tour of Asia, if we can call it that, even though it's oh, I have to get on board very, very soon. Yeah, that's me. I better get on board. You know what? It's been a crazy, hectic few days, especially the last 48 hours, but just generally as well. This has been an insane kind of holiday, definitely a big one at that. You know what, I'm glad that I did it, even though I was starting to have a bit of anxiety right before the trip started, and then also right when the trip ended and I was about to leave to go to Shanghai. Whilst I'm not happy to go home, I don't really want to go back to the UK, but I am, you know, it's been, I've had my fill. Who knows, maybe I will come back to Shanghai. I didn't get to do everything that I wanted to, but that's okay. You know, it's not always possible to do everything. Shanghai's not going anywhere, and who knows, maybe in the future it'll be easier to get here with visa restrictions and stuff, although it was pretty easy. Oh, by the way, at security, at immigration, the guy really full-on scrutinized my passport, even put a light through it and asked me to take my mask and my glasses off, partly because my passport photo has no glasses and really, really long hair. Alright, zone 5, that's this one over here. Here it is, the pass. I was going to say bus pass, boarding pass. Last call, so I've made it. I made it. Meow. Oh, okay, so she's only given me like this little chitti, as they call it, kagas as they call it, in order, just this tiny little slip. But as I said earlier, that concludes my trip of Asia. 10 days in Japan, 11 days, 36 hours in transit, 22 of which in Shanghai, a city I've never visited before. Very rush, sleeping in a library where they probably don't get very many foreigners, and they were looking at me like I was some kind of alien. People staring at me like I'm crazy, which I am, let's be real. And just like that, it's all over. It feels so weird because I remember booking this flight and being like, I want to have a stopover in Shanghai because I've never been before, and because I can for 24 hours. And now I've done it.
You know what, Shanghai was interesting. Definitely got a lot of good footage out of it, so alright, it's time to board, and hopefully I will go to sleep for a nice long while. I definitely feel a lot fresher now. I just brushed my teeth as well, so that's good. Thank you for coming with me. That was probably the longest flight I've ever had in my life. I thought the longest flight that I had was 12 hours, maybe 12 and a half. That was almost 14 hours. 14 hours. Oh my god. It was so long. And I have a headache. And I think it's because of the current situation in Russia. Russian airspace is basically closed to a lot of European airlines, or European airlines choose not to fly through them. This, I swear to you, it was 6 hours and we still had not left Chinese airspace. I swear we spent most of the time flying through China and then finally through Central Asia, so the former Soviet states. It was a very, very long flight. I didn't record it, but the guy sat in front of me reclined a seat fully into my face. Pretty much the entire flight. Yeah, you heard me correctly. The entire flight. Apart from a few minutes where he sat upright for lunch and for dinner. In fact, at one point, lovely flight attendant, he said, "Oh, the guy in front of you is like fast asleep. I don't, should I wake him?" And I said, "Don't bother, it's fine. I'll eat, I'll survive. There are worse things." Alright, signing off. Hopefully see you again on the next one, or whenever.